look at some of the areas where RTC projects and processes can be customized. We'll start by examining roles. Each project area and each team area can define a unique set of roles. These defined roles are visible in the area where they're declared and in all child areas. The roles we see here for our temperature conversion project are defined in the Scrum process template, but we can add additional roles, remove roles, or rename the existing roles as required at the project level or at any level of the temperature conversion project. Let's suppose we want to create a team leader role. We can click on the roles in the Process Configuration tab of the project area and then define our team leader role. We click the Create a New Role icon, specify the role as team leader with single cardinality, and apply the change. And now we can save our project area. So now let's move on to project configuration options. In project area initialization, we can configure actions to run when a project area is first created. Recall that when we created our temperature conversion project area, there were a number of work items automatically created for us, defining the typical activities performed by the project leader to set up the project area. Those work items were derived from the Scrum process template. We can see them here under Setup Project. If we scroll down and look on the right side, we see a number of different configuration options where it automatically created a team area, automatically created a team stream, created a workspace, created a new work item category called backlog, and finally created work item templates that define the initial work items that were generated when our project area was created. Permissions allow us to configure which actions are permitted for each role. For example, in a previous demonstration, we created work item categories and releases for our temperature conversion project. Here we can restrict the creation of these categories and releases to certain roles. Let's allow just the Scrum Master to create new categories by removing this permission from other user roles. We can scroll down to find the Save Category action and remove the permission to complete that action from every role except Scrum Master. In this way, we can prevent users from creating categories without the consent of the process owner. And we save that change as well. Operation behavior allows us to specify preconditions and follow-up actions for the corresponding operation and role. Here we can prevent certain operations from happening unless specific preconditions are met. For example, for the temperature conversion team, we may wish to prevent changes being delivered to the team stream unless the associated work item has been reviewed by at least one team member. We can set that up here by choosing the cell at the intersection of the Deliver operation and the Everyone role in the temperature conversion team area. We select the temperature conversion team, open the team area, expand process customization, click Customize the process, select operation behavior, and find the operation in question. In this case, we want to look at the Deliver operation from the client. We select the cell that corresponds to the Everyone role and define the preconditions that we want met before that delivery can occur. So we click Preconditions, add a precondition to require work item approval, and then define the required approvals. We need the review of another team member. We can apply that change and save the update to our team area. So later we will tighten this process even further for the endgame iteration by requiring not only a peer review, but also approval from the team leader before a work item can be delivered during that endgame iteration. This can prevent potentially destabilizing changes from being introduced to the project's team stream late in the development cycle. Event handling configures the follow-up actions that will be executed when change events are generated on the server. The types of change events recognized depend on whether you're working in a project area or a team area, but typically consist of high-level administrative events, such as creating or deleting project and team areas, or making other process customizations. Configuring event handling requires XML coding and is rarely required for project-level process customization. At the project level, most follow-up actions are defined through operation behavior. Configuration data is used to shape various aspects of the project, such as the types of work items available for the project, how the work items are presented for display and edit, and which dashboards appear on the project web portal. Dashboards can be configured with specific display templates defining the layout of the data in the web portal. Furthermore, you can specify which viewlets are available in the dashboard, making it easier for your project members to access critical information without having to search various websites. Under iteration plans, we can specify which work item types should be used as top-level plan item types in our iteration plans. The work environment can be configured with time-based parameters, work days per week and work hours per day. Work item configuration data is used to customize the attributes and/or workflows of work items for a project, or to define entirely new work item types. This is a pretty big topic, so we'll explore work item customization in more detail in a future demonstration. Under team configuration, we see many of the same project and process configuration options that we explored earlier in the project configuration section. These choices simply provide an easier way to access team-based behaviors directly, rather than going through a project area first and drilling down into the related team areas. Development lines show us a hierarchical view of our iteration plan, with appropriate configuration options at each level. Earlier we talked about a tightened process for the endgame iteration. We can drill down through the development lines to find this endgame iteration and then configure operation behaviors just for this iteration. We'll scroll down to find the deliver operation under operations behavior. Again, select the intersection with the everyone role and specify the preconditions that need to be met. Again, we'll add preconditions, require work item approval, and define the approvals required. We still want to require the review of a team member, but we also want to require approval of the team leader. This prevents unapproved and potentially destabilizing changes from being introduced to the team stream late in the development cycle. So that concludes some of the areas of project configuration and process configuration that we can do with Rational Team Concert. In future demonstrations, we'll see how to do work item customization to create new work item types, new attributes and workflows, and we'll see how we can take the changes that we've been making to our temperature conversion project and save those as a new project, a new process template so that they can be reused in future projects.